in the fourth quarter. Fezzi can't wait to talk about it. He's an NBA champion. Festus Ezeli. I am Bonte Hill.
Bonte, I did my part, okay?
You did your part.
Steve Kerr said he wanted to switch things up today, and I switched things up. I got the leather pants on. I'm doing all sorts of stuff over here on this show just to bring some energy to the show today so they can bring some energy to the game tonight. What you think, Bonte?
I don't know if Kerr wanted you to bring leather pants. He wanted the energy, but you know what? Steph would approve, right? Because he was balling tonight. Jimmy Butler came along for the ride. Draymond Green's defense on Victor Wembanyama. And, of course, the veterans showed up. They set the tone. Moody had a big first half. And the Warriors, they could feel good about themselves improving to 7-6.
Lost 6 games in a row coming into tonight. You need to get a win. And who do you lean on? You lean on your veterans. You lean on Steph Curry. You lean on Draymond Green's defense. Jimmy Butler came through, was getting some points in the paint. Hit a bunch of threes tonight. What about Jimmy? 5 for 7 from the three-point line. All those buckets were huge. But I want to say, Steve Kerr started a different lineup today. Moses Moody did a great job of spacing the floor. His three-pointers in the first half actually gave the Warriors a lot of life, kept them in the game. Victor Wembanyama is a force of nature. Defensively, he made the Warriors scared to touch the paint. And things did not change until Steph Curry started to attack, and then the offense opened up for the Warriors there in the third and fourth quarters.
Yeah, Moses Moody, 19 points in the start, 5 of 10 from the three-point line. Well, Richard had a timely 3 in the fourth quarter, which ironically came on his first shot of the basketball game, but it was all about the chef because in his previous 6 games, he was struggling. Remember, he missed 3 consecutive games due to general illness, but you see the percentages right there, 39% from the floor, 33% from the three-point line, and tonight he started off slowly. You just heard him with Fitzibuki. He kind of had to gather himself late in the second quarter, and then he erupted, especially in the third quarter with 22 points to give the Warriors the lead, 46 big ones again. We're going to go through 20-point quarter, of course. That leads the NBA. But you see this graphic right here. Most 40-point games after turning the age of 30. Well, they always say Steph is aging like a fine wine. Whenever you're in company with Kobe Bryant, James Harden, Larry Bird, and Michael Jeffrey Jordan, you're doing something good.
And shout out to Dame Lillard on this list, too. Get well soon, brother. But Steph Curry just continues to wow us. I said before the game, Steph is the reason why those arenas are full. And you see all the fans, everybody's excited to see him. He put on a show tonight for sure.
You see, he's 23rd all-time on the NBA scoring list, passing the great Alex English. I don't know if you knew this, Fezzi, but Alex English led the NBA in scoring in the 80s.
Wow.
In an era with Patrick Ewing, Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Alex English is the leader there. So shout out Alex English. Steph Curry's just moving up that ladder.
I mean, every night you see something different. You know, tonight was a game where you needed Steph. You needed that veteran leadership. You needed him to come into the game. And after last night, where he came into the game, was his first game. He was sick, still trying to get into the condition. Tonight, you saw a different Steph. He was going to will this team to win no matter what. And you saw him coming off of screens. You saw him running, back cutting. Even his cuts and his gravity made guys jump. And GP2 got a couple layups. Jimmy Butler got a couple layups. Guys were getting threes off of that gravity. You have to hit those threes. And because of Steph, because he's getting that attention, all those guys, the Moses Moody's, the Al Horfords, the Will Richards, hitting those threes now makes the Warriors offense work. So you got to give a credit to the whole team.
Stephon Castle was all over him, especially in that first half. But Stephen Curry made him work, got into foul trouble, and then you get to the third quarter where he let out a big boom after making a three-point shot because you know what? It was his 43rd quarter with at least 20-plus points. He's dusting Kobe Bryant. He's dusting James Harden, Devin Booker, Dame Lillard. Look at that company right there, 43 20-point quarters. I mean, that is insane, Fezzi.
I mean, you have to think that a lot of these are also coming in playoff situations, tough situations, trying to bring his team back situations. Just elite company right there. Steph he has been the guy to lead this franchise. We've talked so much about this being 16 years since the Warriors franchise was bought by Joe Lacob and Peter Gruber. But Steph is the foundation this whole company has been built on. And it's somebody who I hope we continue to see this for a long time more, Bonte.
9 of 9 from the free throw line in that third quarter, 5 of 7 from the floor, 3 of 5 for the three-point line, and it was good to see it because he had been struggling with his shot. He looked a little sick. Yesterday, had a rough go in OKC, going 4 of 13 from the floor after making his first 3 shots. He plays on the back end of a back-to-back. He'll get a day off, but he turned back the clock tonight.
No, it's really interesting. Coming back, your legs are the last thing to come. When you get into the game after being off for a little while, especially with an illness, your conditioning is not the same. You have not been playing basketball, and you can't get in basketball shape unless you're on the floor. It says a lot about Steph coming back last night, and then tonight on a back-to-back, after being ill, still being able to will this team to win. How many minutes did he play tonight, Bonte?
He played 33 minutes.
33 minutes. I mean, everything that you wanted tonight, whether it was the three-point line, whether it was getting to the cup, he was running off of screens and getting those off-ball actions. I thought Steph played a beautiful game, but I thought even more, he brought the mojo back to the team. That's the confidence that you instill in your team when you play like this.
Well, think about the adjustment tonight. The three ball wasn't falling. Kind of like that Portland game when he said, I'm back. Remember game 4 up at Portland back in 2016? He took his game inside the three-point line, got a couple bank jump shots there from 15, 18 feet, and that got his game rolling.
That's even more important because the San Antonio Spurs, they have a 7'5" Hulk in the middle of the paint. So nobody comes into the paint. They have the fewest paint attempts in the NBA because everybody's scared to shoot layups. And the Warriors were too. In the first half, the Warriors, out of the 40 shots the Warriors took, 29 of them were threes. Steph Curry made the initiative to go in the third quarter, understanding that you cannot win this game. You can't get easy shots unless you go into the middle of the paint. And a lot of those times he was going against Victor Wembanyama. It says a lot that Steph was able to go against the Giant, and I think everybody else followed suit. You saw offensive rebounds follow after that. You saw guys hit their shots. Just that confidence that I'm talking about. I thought the offense came back into full life after that.
And the defense stepped up in that third quarter. San Antonio was getting any shot they wanted in that first half. Stephon Castle was getting to the cup. Victor started doing this thing, but the Warriors flipped, and I thought their defense, I'll give their defense control of the game, but we talked about Batman, and that is Stephen Curry. What about Robin tonight, folks? Jimmy Butler, after taking only 3 shots last night in Oklahoma City, shot some timely threes. He flirted with the triple-double, 6th career game with 5+ made threes nice over the course of his career, the 8 assists, the 6 rebounds, and settled everything down in the non-Curry minutes.
Jimmy hit big threes. Part of the crew that was
shooting the ball very well, and this is a welcome sight for Dub Nation. Again, you mentioned it, Fezzi. His first half threes kept the Warriors in the game. They could have been right out of the building. If not for his made threes in the first half, they may have been down 30 in that first half, but then he gets rolling, 26 minutes, 19 points, 5 of 10 from the three-point line. It's good to see Moody healthy, and he's letting it fly.
Moses is shooting the leather off that basketball right now, and I don't think he's one of those guys that Steve Kerr is talking about when he needs energy. You see right there, that was in the first half attacking the rim, and every time the ball just seems to find you when you're making great plays. I thought Moses' energy was electric. It was one of the things that got the Warriors in the game, or kept them in the game, and got Steph going earlier in the second half. So shout out to Moses Moody for really coming in ready and stepping into that role as a starter tonight.
And you know what? He showed the coaching staff something and his teammates something last night. They're getting blown out in Oklahoma City. He hustles back on defense with Alex Caruso. Looks like he's just going in for a layup and a dunk. Moody gets all the way back, blocks that shot, and it's like, okay, he's still playing hard. I think the coaches took notice, put him in that starting lineup. He's going to earn some minutes. Now he's playing hard, and he's getting rewarded for it.
He's been shooting the ball extremely well. He's been playing incredible defense, and it's electric. It's something that's contagious to everybody else. In that starting lineup, his role is to be the shooting guard. Man, what that is for him is he has to hit those open shots. When he hits those shots, Jimmy, Draymond, Steph, all those guys can operate better because now those off-the-ball shots, those things that some of the defenders might sag off of, they get up on him, they create more space, and I thought Moses Moody did a great job of creating offense. All those things that you see later on with Steph going crazy, that's because the defender doesn't want to leave Moses because he's so hot tonight.
And then Draymond Green's defense on Wemby. Held Wemby to 3 of 10 shooting. That's just
Dub Nation, we are back. You wanted fire? You wanted fight? You wanted Steph to remind the league who he is? Then welcome to the 46-point masterclass that just burned the Spurs alive in their own gym. Golden State took the floor in San Antonio tonight, and after a shaky start, they turned the AT&T Center into the Curry Coliseum. Let's talk facts. The Warriors were down 16 in the first half, getting outplayed, out-hustled, and outscored early. The energy was flat, the Spurs looked sharp, and Wembanyama was doing Wemby things. But then, the third quarter happened, and with it came an avalanche of Steph magic. Steph dropped 22 points in the third quarter alone, flipping the entire game on its head. The Warriors exploded for 43 in the quarter, turning a 7-point halftime deficit into an 8-point lead heading into the fourth. That was vintage Steph, moving off ball, draining threes, finishing through contact, just taking over like only a generational player can. And just when the Spurs cut the lead to 1 in the fourth, Jimmy Butler stepped up. Clutch buckets, tight defense, and 28 points total to seal it. Jimmy and Steph combined for 18 in the fourth. That's veteran leadership. That's championship DNA. That's what this team has been missing in the close ones. Moses Moody also came to play. 19 points, smart shot selection, and confidence. This wasn't just the Steph show. It was the Warriors spirit, bouncing back from a blowout loss in OKC, answering the critics and making a statement. Let's also be real here. Wembanyama was a problem. The dude put up 31 points, 15 boards, and 10 assists. But tonight wasn't about the future. It was about the now. And the now still belongs to Steph Curry. This win was more than a box score. This was a gut check game. The kind of game you lose if you're not built for big moments. And the Warriors, still built for them. Still clutch, still dangerous. So now we run it back Friday in the NBA Cup. Same teams, same court, and now the Spurs want revenge. But if Steph's heating up and Butler's locked in, good luck stopping that. But I gotta hear from y'all. Was this Steph's best game of the season so far? Is this the moment the Warriors finally flip the switch? Can we ride this into a winning streak? Drop your take in the comments, smash that like if you loved watching Steph go nuclear, and subscribe for more fire reactions all season long. This is Warriors Nation News, and 46 points later, the chef is officially cooking again. Let's go.